Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary series. These two are kind of mirroring each other. Bloodshin Rager. Whenever he attacks, warrior creatures you control gain menace until the end of turn, so I'm guessing we're looking at a black and white warrior deck. Oh, and we're doing a green and blue scales deck. This should be interesting. Hangerback Walker. But when I was saying mirroring, because they played temples and painlands. So he has menace, which helps him get through. Nykthos. Okay, he's sacking the Bloodstained Mire. I want to say he needs a third mana for like a Hero's Downfall to kill the Hangerback. Or Lightning Strike. He needed the red. Okay. And negate on the Lightning Strike. So we're looking at Mardu Warriors. Or at least that's what I think he's playing. Gets in for another 2. Mardu Strike Leader. Now he was a guy that I wasn't too sure about when he came out. I mean, he has plenty of possibilities. You know, back when they introduced Dash and the warrior creature type combo from Khans, you know, he has a powerful ability, but at the same time, he's kind of expensive. So I was never sure whether he would see much play, and to be honest, I haven't seen him see much play. You know, every now and again I see him in a warrior deck, but not regularly. Okay. So he's attacking all out. He'll get another warrior. They'll all get... Has he stacked them yet? Yeah, he did stack them. Oh, it just comes into play. Sorry, guys. I thought it comes into play tapped and attacking. It's just that's been a common theme in the past couple of blocks. A second Bloodshin Rager. Alright, buff the Walker. Buff him again. I'm trying to think. He could really use a board clear right here. Oh, Life's Legacy. I get it. So he sacks that, draws cards equal to the power. So he has a crap ton of cards and a bunch of 1/1 flyers. So now he could block on the next attack. Servant of the Scale. Yeah, I was thinking with how big his Hangerback Walker was at the time, a board clear like End Hostilities would have been perfect. He would have wiped out the warrior deck's forward progress. He would have gotten his 8 1/1 tokens. Okay, so he lightning strikes the Servant, which will give him a 3/3 flyer. A 4/4 flyer. Oh, that's right. He puts 2+1/+1 counters off of the servant, and then the scales adds another one. Thornwood Falls. So now it's a little bit interesting. Let's see what the warrior deck plays. Mardu Charm, 4 damage to target creature, so he wipes out the big Thopter. Unless Ranger's Guile, +1/+1 and Hexproof. So now he's got a 5/5 blocker, which can't be targeted until the end of turn. So 2 cards left in hand, going to the combat phase. He's choosing not to attack, which is understandable, because unless he had a combat trick, that attack wouldn't have come out in his favor. Mana Gorger Hydra. Hangerback Walker. So Hydra is effectively unburnable at this point. Well, since what is that? Douse in Flames, the one with Convoke. Theoretically, he could Exquisite Firecraft and Douse in Flames, but that would require a lot of work. But he plays Chief of the Scale, or Edge, excuse me, Chief of the Edge. Gives all of his warriors a +1 to their attack. He has 3 mana open and 2 cards in hand. None of his guys have trample. So these Thopters are just going to clean up the good creatures. Now we get to see, does he have a combat trick? Because if not, this attack was ill-advised. Okay, no combat trick. Blood-soaked champion. Yeah, he's not really going to be that helpful. If Hydra didn't have trample, he would be very helpful. Or at least theoretically, because you could continually get the raid effect to bring him back for a few turns. But since he does have trample... Okay, Sarkhan the Dragon Speaker. Down to 1 card in hand. No mana. So the blue and green player can basically do whatever he wants now, or for this next turn. Swinging with Sarkhan because there's no reason not to. He's indestructible. The question is whether he's going to block with Thopter or not. He takes it to the face. Activates the Walker. Goes to his turn. 5 cards, a bunch of mana. Hairback Walker. So is he going to do the Life's Legacy again? Hmm. Profaner of the Dead. Exploits the hanger back. So when you exploit with him, return to their owner's hand all creatures your opponents control with toughness less than the exploited creature's toughness. Okay. And the warrior deck concedes. It's understandable. He wasn't coming back from that. The scales just tipped into the blue-green scales player's side, and he just kept gaining more and more momentum. I mean, I am surprised that he never attacked with the Managorger Hydra, though. It was a big threat that the warrior deck really couldn't deal with. Or at least we didn't see him play anything that would tell us that he could deal with it. I mean, he is playing Mardu colors, so he's playing white, which has a bunch of creature kill, a bunch of board wipe. He's playing black, which has a bunch of direct creature kill. He's playing red, so he could have a bunch of burn spells. It's just we didn't see any of it. Okay, first turn Scales. That's really good for the Scales deck. That gives a Scales deck really good early tempo boost, having the Hardened Scales in play. I have seen Hardened Scales decks quite a bit lately, and they can win without a Hardened Scales, but the percentage is more in their favor when they manage to hit Hardened Scales real early, like turn 1 or 2. So, Bloodchin Rager, buff the Walker. I have to say, I am surprised that he keeps doing that on his own turn. Like, right now, he could have decided, no, I'm going to wait until the end of his turn to give him the impression that I have 2 mana open. You've seen I have counterspells. You know, it's bluffing is a valid tactic. Now, the problem he has from here is the fact that the Bloodchin Rager gives Menace, so his Hangerback Walker is kind of useless. He really needs to either get rid of the Foremost or the Bloodchin Rager. And if it were me, I'd want to get rid of the Bloodchin Rager. Cetizen Tactics. Till end of turn, any number of target creatures get +1/+1 and gain tap. This creature fights target creature. But back to what I was saying. If I had the choice, I would have killed the Bloodchin Rager because it gives Menace. The guy that gives Double Strike, at least with him, you can block. At the moment, you're stuck taking damage because of that damn Bloodchin Rager. It doesn't matter how big your Hangerback Walker is. But we have seen his tricks. If he has a Life's Legacy, he can clog up the board quite well. Or Profaner of the Dead. So he clears the board, sets up his own. Now he has 6 1/1 flyers and a 3/3 to block with. Alright, Chief of the Edge, Bludgeon Rager, and Bloodsoaked Champion. So he's got his board back, but he is losing momentum very fast. Wow. A 4/4 Hangerback Walker. Hard cast. It's like, so he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Hero's downfall on the Walker. I mean, it was the biggest threat. Ah, Minister of Pain. -1, -1. And he gets rid of the Blood-Soaked Champion because he can get it back. I have to say, that was a very clutch play, or draw. Sacrifice that to draw 3 cards. Okay. 6 life. He has to... Oh. Exploit the... No? I was going to say, he could exploit the Profaner to itself and bounce all those things back to his hand. Which I think he should have done. Did he forget about the Bloodshin Rager? But he had a pretty good... the Scales deck had a pretty good start. It's just that one card. The Minister of Pain. That was the turning point. I don't know whether he had that in his hand the whole time waiting for that moment or whether he top decked it. But he wouldn't have won that game without it. Alright, first turn champion. Bloodsoaked Champion, if you leave him be, he can do a lot of work. Can't remember, it was probably a month or a month and a half ago I posted a video where the other guy just let a Bloodsoaked Champion hit him, I want to say something like 4 or 5 times. You know, a first turn play just doing that much work in a single game and the opponent not stopping him. And I think in that game, I can't remember, but I know there were turns where he had mana open. It's just I don't know if he had the cards to deal with him. Chasm Skulker. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on him. Okay, Lightning Strike to kill him. And no little squids for you. I have to admit, I am surprised that the Chasm Skulker doesn't have Island Walk. So game 3 is, I have to say, it's a lot slower than the first two games. Okay, Mana Gorger Hydra. No hardened scales and only one mana to protect him. Down to 10 life. Now would be the opportune moment to Lightning Strike Mana Gorger Hydra, but if he didn't have it, +1/+1 on it for each devotion to green. Well, now he has some nice blockers. The warrior deck hasn't got his Bloodshin Rager to screw with the blocking. Five mana. Sarkon, Dragon Speaker. Whoa. Just all of a sudden, it was like the zoom was locked. So every card I hovered over went big. But Stubborn Denial on Sarkon, which was very well timed, because I'm pretty sure that that would have hurt quite a bit. Because even if he didn't attack with Sarkon, he could have used his second ability to kill the Hydra before it got any bigger. And it's become very apparent that with this particular matchup, the Scales player has to play defensively. He just has to hold the guy off until the right time to just steamroll him. Okay, a second strike leader, only dashed. So, I'm thinking I would block both of the raid lead or the strike leaders. He's tapping 2 mana. Valorous Stance on the Hydra. Negate the Valorous Stance. And that's something else about the Hydra that's really good, is he gets the +1/+1 counter whether your spell resolves or not. So you have to be really careful. But the Scales deck is in a little bit of trouble now. He's down to 6 life. Ooh, Profaner of the Dead. Is he gonna exploit it to itself? Yes, he is. Gets rid of all the tokens, and the only thing he gets back is the Blood-Soaked Champion. And he finally gets to swing with the Hydra without having to worry. But the warrior deck has 4 cards and 6 mana to do a lot with. Alessia, who smiles at death. She doesn't have haste, which is really helpful. Let's see, power 2 or less. So he can't get back the strike leaders. Oh, he doesn't have anything. Oh, he's at 1. But, okay, Mardu Charm to put 2 warrior creature tokens into play. Stubborn Denial. You know, if he gets a lightning strike and you don't have a counter, you kind of let him win. Okay, he doesn't have any targets for Alicia's ability. Here we go. He's at 3 life. 3 cards in hand. He didn't have what he needed. But that third game was really close. So there you go, folks. That was Blue and Green Scales versus Mardu Warriors. And if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me.